So let's start with students. How does emotional intelligence improve their overall performance and their overall well-being?
Well, like I mentioned, the main problem is lack of awareness of the value proposition. Students don't know what is emotional intelligence. So my advice, and in order for them to improve their academics and performance, they must embrace the concept. They must know what is emotional intelligence. For that, they have to take a little bit of time and either go to our website, discovermymind.com, or they can go to LinkedIn. And this applies to teachers and administrators and parents as well. They can go to LinkedIn and they can go and look for the group Emotional Intelligence Alliance. Now, the reason I say that is this is a group of over 9,000 people worldwide that are focused directly and only on emotional intelligence. Now, in that group, there are posts, articles, videos on the subject matter, or they can go to TEDx or YouTube or whatever and key in emotional intelligence. They'll see so much information, speakers, and the like. The issue is that most of those speeches and discussions are by based on American or European situations.
Hmm.
And so uh, our difficulties are a bit different from that of most Western authors. Now, there are a lot of Western authors that have books on emotional intelligence, but they're very expensive, $19 or $20 or more.
Hmm.
So, as I mentioned, I've written two books on it. They're on my website, and they can just DM me. We'll send them a copy of the books. So this applies across the board. One must, in order to ride a bicycle or learn how to ride a bicycle, you must first know how the bicycle works and how do you maintain your balance. Now, until you do that, then how are you going to be able to ride the bicycle? So the same way is the case in emotional intelligence.
Mhm.
You have to learn the fundamentals, and they're all there in the material that I have on my website and in the group. So my best advice is first understand what's all about and how it can benefit you. And once you know that, then there are webinars and there's training sessions and many other things that we do to take you to the next level. So I hope that provides you what you need.
Sir, the services that you offer also cater to educators and teachers. So how
Yes.
does emotional intelligence help educators manage classrooms better, to connect with students better, to foster a culture of respect and curiosity?
Well, as you know, the subject matter has to do with mental health. And the whole reason why a child is not performing is because they're mentally not happy.
Mhm.
So if the counselor, if the student learns about the subject matter, if the administrator or principal says, okay, let's do a 1 hour session for the students, for the counselors, for the teachers on the subject matter, that will be an eye opener because now all of a sudden the curiosity goes there. Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that. I want to know more. So, in order to know more, so that you can apply it, you can use it, uh, you have to know about it or want to know about it. So that is my suggestion to all concerned.
So parents, obviously, they play a huge role in every student's life, in every child's life. Sir, how can emotional intelligence and emotional quotient help them better understand their child's behavior, support their emotional well-being, and even make career planning more accurate through assessment programs?
Well, if they understand the subject matter, if
Hmm.
they understand what is it all about, then they will know how to apply it in terms of behavior modification and in terms of uh, addressing the mental health issues of the child. See, that is where the core problem is. If a child is not healthy, mentally healthy, not happy at home, there is too much discord or distraction,
Hmm.
then uh, then you can't go anywhere. You really can't proceed. So again and again, it's a matter of education. It's like any other subject that a person pursues in life. You have to read it, understand it, apply it, and then only can you pass muster. So, um, I'm sorry I keep repeating myself,
No,
but that's the
absolutely.
point.
Yes. Sir, you have been working very closely with schools, parents, students through various programs. So, can you share some of the services Discover My Mind provides? Services like seminars, workshops, counselor trainings, and one-on-one consultations. So, how do you think these these services provide measurable changes?
Again, I go back to the school administration. They must know they will not do this if they don't see the value proposition. They have to know about it and say, okay, if we have a program on the subject in our school with all teachers and counselors there, then they will see that the benefits will accrue to them. So it's a matter of administration taking the initiative to say, okay, it's like some other curriculum or some other teaching that we do. Let's teach them about mental health
Mhm.
well-being. And they will be surprised what an immediate sea change will be there. There'll be peace in the classroom. There'll be no bullying. The students will get better grades. The parents will be happy. The teachers will be happy. And that's what it's all about. It's the it's the wellness of the child
Mhm.
that we're trying to achieve. And there's a way to do it, which is understanding how. It's like anything else. It's like mathematics or algebra or geometry. I mean, you have to master those subjects in order to be able to pass the exam. So, but how do you apply yourself? How do you take the time out to learn about yourself? Who are you? What are you? What are your goals? Another thing the assessment program does is career planning. Most people, some student wants to be a pilot, somebody wants to be, an author, somebody, the parent wants them to be a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, but that's maybe not what the child wants. How do you know what the child wants? Otherwise, when I was young, my father wanted me to be a chemical engineer, but I didn't want to be a chemist. So when I went to the US, to UCLA, I changed my major at the graduate level to information systems, known as data processing at that time, because I knew that that was going to be the field of the future. Similarly, every child has their own ambition, goal in life, their own dream career path. Now, if you do an assessment, then it will tell you what is the ideal career path for your child.
Right.
So now nurture that thought and that aspiration as opposed to just, forcing the child to be something that they don't want to be.
Right.
So career planning is very important.
So when we talk about counselors, so that brings us to the CBSE mandate, the CBSE counselor mandate under NEP 2020, which requires schools to appoint full-time counselors and wellness teachers. So many say that this has become a compliance formality. So what are your thoughts on the same?
Well, I am aware of the CBSE mandate.
Mm.
The problem is, they have 8,500 schools across India that are under CBSE. But the principal or the teacher does not want, maybe I should say the administrator, does not wish to comply because, and the mandate says there will be a trained counselor, student counselor on EI in every school within the CBSE system. But very few have complied. And because the main thing is the industry, if you will, is fractured. They don't know where to go. Who can provide them that uh, advice or that instruction set
Right.
to implement it in their schools?
Mm.
Well, I think we have that, and I'd be happy to work with uh, educators to take that to the next level and comply with CBSE.
So you have written several books on emotional intelligence, like we talked earlier. So which one would you recommend to educators and parents who want to start their journey?
Well, my second book, Parenting with Emotional Intelligence, that covers the basics of EI and then is oriented towards what the parent should know about EI and how they can apply it to their child. So, parenting with emotional intelligence, I think, is very instructive. It's doing very well, the book is. And that, along with, I have almost 20 videos on the group page, Emotional Intelligence Alliance. If the parent or the child simply goes to the group page and views the video, there is so much information, there is so much knowledge there that they will immediately see. What I want people to do is to learn what this is all about, because unless they do that, they won't know how it's going to benefit them.
Absolutely.
So, understanding education on the subject matter is essential as far as I can tell.
Hmm. So before we close, sir, what is one advice you would give to principals, teachers, parents, and students who are listening to you right now?
Well, it, again, the principal today has much less power than they used to when I was growing up.
Hmm.
It is the administrator that has to, the principal looking to the administrator saying, "Sir, madam, shall I do this?" And they'll be asked, "Well, what benefit is there?" So now to educate the administrator and the principal that this is the need of the hour, this is something that we must pursue, and take the time out, just maybe an hour or two, and conduct a webinar on the subject.
Hmm.
Invite all the stakeholders. And then all of a sudden, I think the eyes will open up and they'll say, "Oh, we want to take this more. We want to train our counselors. We
Hmm.
want to have maybe a deeper session with the parents." So it's in our hands, it's in our power. It's just that somebody needs to recognize it. Somebody needs to say, "Oh, wow, I didn't know that." The
Absolutely.
same is in, for example, in human resource, HR. Most companies in India do not do an EQ assessment when they hire somebody.
Hmm.
Well, all over the world, that is the first step that they should take to know if the person is suitable to the job, to the company, and to the goals of the group. But that's not happening. It's happening a little bit, but it's still a long way to go. So it's the same old thing. Basically, you must get an assessment done. That is step one. Step two is to learn, educate yourself on the value proposition, and then try and implement. Don't just, panic if a child is misbehaving or is not doing, doing the right things. Don't panic. understand, hey, there is another way, there's another solution. The
Right.
parents have to take the time out. In today's world, they're working to either don't either they don't have the interest or the energy. So if they want to solve the problem, they have to make the effort.
Mr. Agarwal, thank you for sharing your insights and showing us how emotional intelligence isn't just a concept, it's a life skill that can change the way we learn, teach, and grow. For educators, parents, or students who want to explore these workshops, seminars, EQ assessments, or one on one consultations, you can visit www.discovermymind.com. You can also contact 99 589 60437 via WhatsApp to directly connect and learn more about how these programs can benefit your institution. Thank you to all our listeners. Remember, intelligence opens doors, but emotional intelligence helps us walk through them with confidence and purpose. Until next time, stay emotionally aware, stay inspired. Thank you.
I want to thank edubusiness.com for giving me this opportunity to share my thoughts on the subject with all of you. Thank you very much.